Hi Pisces, welcome to your love reading for this week. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across it is when it's meant for you. Please remember this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay Pisces, let's see what's coming through for you. So we have the Four of Wands, Ten of Wands, the Wheel of the Year, Nine of Swords, Seven of Wands, the Emperor, Ace of Wands, Nine of Cups, and the Magician. Okay, so just looking at the cards for the first time, without having tuned into anything yet, I can see that the heart of your reading is the Seven of Wands. And what this tells me is that for some of you, it feels like you're in the middle of resolving some conflicts in your relationships. But you know, I also feel like this is really about self-confidence. I feel like someone is clearly, you know, with the Ten of Wands up there, someone is kind of like, maybe just fed up with looking for their life partner or with the state of their romance. But let's go ahead and start from the beginning. So in the top row, we have the Four of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Wheel of the Year. And I feel, you know, the Four of Wands is a marriage card. It's one of the few minor arcana which represents marriage. So I feel like going into the week, you're really kind of focused in on your relationships. Let's start with couples. I feel like there are significant issues going on in your relationship that are just kind of front and center. But also, you know, I feel like you're thinking about stability, and I feel like something is going on where you don't feel like your partner is your safe haven. You don't feel like you have stability when it comes to either your relationship or your marriage. And you do have the Ten of Wands next to this card. So this does change the energy of the Four of Wands, because the Ten of Wands is more kind of like a heavy energy. And it means that you feel kind of drained, that you feel burned out, that you kind of feel like you can't keep moving anymore. You're just kind of way too overburdened. But you know, you have the Wheel of the Year, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and they're telling you that this will change. This will change, but again, look at what is, you know, the heart of your reading, and this is coming up for a lot of signs. Something needs to happen where you need to like speak up for yourself. So clearly this is a general reading, so there's too many scenarios going on as far as like what could be creating this heavy burden or energy in your relationships. The Seven of Wands is always an important card, you know, because it's the center of the reading. It kind of, you know, its energy kind of extends to all of the cards around the reading, and I feel like somebody needs to stand up to a partner that in some way is mistreating you or something is unfair to you. They are telling you that if you do that, there will be a positive outcome. With the Wheel of the Year, things will change for you. The relationship will go into an entirely like different phase, a much more positive phase. There is positive energy with the Wheel of Fortune. This is positive change and things finally moving along. So if you've been going through a rough patch, you can expect that to change if you're really kind of not letting people get away with murder. And then you have in the middle row the Knight of Swords, Seven of Wands, and the Emperor. Yeah, and I get that feeling again of stability because the Emperor is there. I feel like somebody is not willing to kind of put up with kind of like wishy-washy partners. They're, you know, they're one day and not there the next. I feel like you're looking for something like solid. You know, you want to feel that you can count on your partner. You want to feel like things, you know, things are stable. And you're taking action to do that this week. I feel like it is a good time to do that. You know, with the Knight of Swords, this represents a lot of things happening. So I feel like this week, because this card is here, you will see a lot of developments, a lot of things changing in your relationships. And you know, there is a strong message in this reading of stability and positive change, but only, you know, if you're feeling self-confident about yourself. If you allow your partner to walk all over you or make all the decisions, or you're afraid of speaking up for yourself, you know, that heavy energy is right above the Seven of Wands. So I feel like there could be, a lot of fast changes, because the Knight of Swords does represent, things happening, a lot of things happening. And I feel like this could be like the relationship kind of suddenly taking a turn for the better. The Knight of Swords came up right after the Wheel of Fortune, which does represent, things finally turning around. It is a major arcana, so they're kind of emphasizing this with two cards, that there will be positive changes and positive developments in your relationship. Also seeing the Knight of Swords, it also represents, positive thinking, clear thinking. So I feel like anywhere where you feel that you are not as strong as your other partner, or that they are always right and, you're always wrong, you're not self-confident, that needs to change in order for you to have this stability here. And this could just be that you feel safe with your partner, that you feel that you have a committed relationship, or that your marriage is safe. Moving on to this row here, the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Magician. Yeah, so even though this reading started off a little rocky, they're telling you that you have something positive here. The Ace of Wands, it's a new beginning, it's a new life. So I feel like, I said some of these cards on the top rows, they are a little bit, challenging. But down here, everything looks beautiful. And they're telling you that you can start over. You can have a new beginning, a fresh start. The relationship can be healed, and you can be an entirely different couple. Maybe the couple that you were when you first got together, or the partner that you envision that person to be. And then you also have the Nine of Cups, which represents a lot of happiness, and it's also the wish card. So whatever it is that you're wishing for in your relationships, whether you're hoping that your partner is more attentive, more loving, and more romantic, whatever it is, your dream partner, your dream life. I feel like this also could mean your dream life, things kind of improving around you, your finances, your home, your career, all of that. They're telling you right here, it's in your hands with the Magician. Because the Magician is basically telling you, you are creating your own reality. And it's interesting that, it's lined up here with some really powerful cards, actually 3 major arcanas going down this side of the reading, with the Wheel of the Year, the Emperor, and the Magician. So basically, these 3 cards are telling you, you're creating your own reality. You're the one making the magic happen. You can make, this relationship a lot more stable than it is right now. You can bring in more abundance, you can bring in more happiness. You can basically change the energy of your relationship. And with the Wheel of the Year again, you can make that change happen. So if you've been going through a difficult patch, it's, in your hands as far as like speaking up for yourself. Remember the heart of the reading. Okay, so let me kind of focus more on singles now. Again, the Four of Wands, I feel like I'm almost going to feel like there is like a potential like life partner around you this week, but I almost feel like your attention is elsewhere, because the Ten of Wands is there saying that you're overburdened, your attention is elsewhere, your spirits are low, your energy is not high. And they're saying that with the Wheel of Fortune, that has to change. Just seeing what else I get, because I felt like there was a different message for you. I kind of feel like, for people who are single, there could be someone that comes into your life that changes your mind about marriage. And I feel like for some of you, you're just kind of tired. That's what I was trying to get from the Ten of Wands. You may just be tired of looking for relationships. You may have just kind of thrown in the towel and given up. But again, I feel like somebody comes in this week, has the potential to come in and really like change your mind. And that's what the Wheel of the Year represents for you. It represents like a complete 180, a complete turnaround from what you have been thinking. And I feel like you're very protective and defensive when it comes to like letting people in. So I feel like someone's coming in, and kind of changing everything for you. That person is a game changer. Now moving on to the middle row, again, with the Seven of Wands, I feel like you need more self-confidence when it comes to relationships. And like I said, I feel with the Ten of Wands that you've kind of like, some of you may have given up, or you're just not very optimistic. For you, I'm definitely getting that the Knight of Swords represents being more optimistic, being honest with yourself about certain things. Like, like, why are you not dating, or what is it that you needs to come to light? Because the Knight of Swords represents honesty and truth, but also represents changes, a lot of positive changes, a lot of things happening. So I feel like for those of you where you've kind of, given up on relationships, thrown in the towel, expect things to happen this week, and a lot of things, not just, the Knight of Swords usually represents a lot of things happening around you, a lot of exciting things. But again, you're feeling very protective of yourself and not very self-confident, so you need to kind of work on that. And then the Emperor here, this is all about, I feel like it's about self-confidence, because the Emperor really kind of feels that he is in control of his life. He feels like he is an authority figure. He feels like he can relax because everything is under control. So I feel like that is the key. That is the key for you, Pisces, as far as like finding love again. Finding this person who has a potential to be your life partner. I feel like feeling more self-confident and kind of feeling in control of your life, because I kind of feel like somebody's not feeling in control of your life is going to help you to bring in new people, and those people that really have a potential to be your life partner. So moving on to this row here, the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Magician. Yeah, they're telling you that this week can actually be the week where you can start over. You may have, going into the week, you may kind of be in this frame of mind where you are kind of giving up. The Ten of Wands, you're pessimistic, you've seen it all, you've heard it all. But I feel like they want you to know that this week everything can change for you. I feel like as long as you are open to new beginnings and new experiences here, and you are being open-minded, honest, this is lined up with marriage and possibly your life partner. Not only that, but you have the Nine of Cups, which represents so much happiness. This card is all about emotional fulfillment, and it represents your wishes. So if your wish, has been to marry or to have children or to just find a committed partner, that energy is around you this week. But again, it's all about you feeling self-confident and feeling like your life is in your hands and like you are in control of what is happening around you. Again, that is being emphasized a couple times in this reading with the Magician. I feel like self-confidence is the key. I feel like for some of you, you're taking some type of action this week to kind of feel more in control of your love life. It could be that some of you are cutting ties to people from the past, because the Ten of Wands really kind of stands out to me as I'm focusing on single people. I feel like you're getting your self-confidence back. You're becoming more optimistic when it comes to love, because you're letting those things go that drained you, those things that have made you more kind of pessimistic when it comes to love and marriage. You're letting that go, and because of that, you're becoming more positive, and you're changing everything. You're finally realizing you're creating your own reality, and this is bringing in much more positive people that are actually looking for committed relationships. Okay, Pisces, I will end your reading here. I hope you enjoyed it. Please take care. Much love and bless. Bye-bye.